So this book validates the things that I have said about the nation's first Black dance museum. I have the true definition for African American cultural dance sanctioned by the people who published this book, and they are the National Dance Association, the largest dance association in the world. They agreed with me. African American dance is not vernacular or natural. It is cultural, social, and spiritual, and performance. I validated it in this book. I started in ancient Egypt. I went to Africa, West Indies, United States, Canada. I have the curriculum in this book that's been approved for all schools, colleges, and universities. This book was adopted by the New York City schools, and it is archived at the Smithsonian National African American History and Culture Museum in Washington, D.C. It's a definitive dance book for African American dance, all four genres of African American dance, in addition to having the literature in here that makes these dances available to be taught in the schools. So you're not just talking from your head, you're validating facts. So if you're teaching in the elementary school, middle school, high school, or college, you have lesson plans in here. You have what they call a lexicon, the language of Black people use for dancing. You have a pedagogy, which dance style, how to keep the dances simple, and the interpretation of African American dance from a Black man who's lived it, not only studied it. I do have a degree in dance. I was a health and physical education dance major down at Central State University, and I learned a lot of these dances. But to put them in a book with the different pictures, like Mandy's Ragtime Waltz, where did it come from? How do you do it? All the descriptions are here. I wrote this book to put our dance culture in the schools, colleges, and universities. And it is my goal to have this book representing 50 million African American, our dance arts, not just dance, our dance arts, all over the world. To me, this book elevates African American culture. It elevates our dance arts form so people will see it's not street. It's a sophisticated dance like everybody else. Yes.
Is this book also in the Smithsonian?
This book is in the Smithsonian. It's archived there, but I think it should be exhibited there, along with continuous dance programs. I am fortunate in that I have in my purview the greatest hand dancers in the nation. They happen to be from Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. I would love to do dance programs there. I would invite them to perform there, and people would see how sophisticated African American dance is. Again, I know Diane McIntyre. I'm going to invite her to the museum. I'm in touch with the Barbara Bronx from New York City, Harlem Swing Dance Society. I'm in touch with John Sickers down in Dallas, Texas. He's a champion Dallas-Fort Worth swing-out dancer. I'm in touch with Mike Smith. He's a Houston two-step dancer. And I want everybody to know this book should be used in the colleges because it adequately explains African American dance from the research of an African American, not speculation from someone who would name hand dance swing. I'm not knocking it, I'm just saying name it swing hand dance because that's what it is. And either we're going to be scientific or we're going to be unscientific. And science, you have to go on the facts. These are facts. All the facts about the dances of 50 million African Americans are in this book. I want to thank you and my friend Bill Freeland for interviewing me. Again, these dances don't belong to me. These dances belong to America. Not just Black people, they are American dances. And so they belong to all of us. I think that African American dance should be showcased at the major museums in this country. Can you imagine dances such as the Lindy Hop, the Jitterbug, Chicago Step and Hand Dancing, Philadelphia Bop, not being showcased at museums? It brings life to history. Let me say that again. This book and the dances in it brings life to American history. I can tell you the historical period based on the dances that are in this book. So it's educational, it's cultural, It's spiritual. I did mention that due to my research, the Grand March is done in many Black churches now on Usher's Day. That's my biggest success. I never said that I started the Grand March on Usher's Day. I said I introduced the Grand March into the Black church at a national convention in 1985. It is my goal to make the Grand March, and she has a cross on her chest, the national dance of African Americans, because it is. There's never been a point in history where Black people have not done the Grand March. All the research is in this book. I and Bill Freeland are traveling to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania this week to Grand March at their Juneteenth celebration. It's Delaware County at the Veterans Memorial Center. So thank you. I appreciated the interview. And remember, dance is a reflection of a people's history, traditions, identity, rhythms, and movements. And this represents African Americans within America.